was a living example of a razor-shaped intellect and determination, triumph over adversaries, strong enough to cherish, to crush the any individual of common clay. Jyotirmoyee was born in a rich family. Her grandfather was a prime minister of princely state of Jaipur, and her father was a cabinet minister himself. Given to the times, she was married at the age of 10 to a young promising advocate of a reputed family and widowed at the age of 25. She returns to her father's house at Jaipur with her 2 sons and 4 daughters. She was almost uneducated till then, but on her return, she read widely, running through her father's well-stocked library and absorbing the culture of Rajasthan, Delhi and Bengal. Her first article when she wrote Nari Katha was a piece of a piece of prose filled with complaints, the antipathy arising from the woman's sensibility towards the strictures excised by the society. The view expressed created a tremendous uproar in the literary world and especially in the Pandit Samaj, and demanded a lot of rebuke from them. But all male readers were against her. She did not give up. The real question was, she used to say, that why should a woman be called a tigress or a seductress or equated with food and be told by monks and the sages that the Kamini Kanchans are to be avoided? Did they not have mothers and sisters? She used to write. The history of the frailty of our senses and our minds is surely not the history of the woman alone. In a society, she said, where woman has no rights as an individual but is treated with contempt and has no opportunity to protest even. That was the time. She writes in one of her articles that in our society, woman never gets enough sustenance. She is molded to meet the requirement of society for reproduction and maintenance of life. For all that is required by the physical self-cooking, nursing, raising children, and for household works. That is to say that she is not raised to be the human being, but to please and serve many others, to function as a means of production and service for the family. She is not given the means to expand her mind and her personality. Opportunity for education, knowledge, the arts, or any other area are not viewed as part of her own individual, a human requirement. That was the time. She could write all this. Naturally, she will get the rebuke from all of the entire male society. The world of woman, she writes, is the life of the West. She has a mind, but no means of expressing the world within. She has a heart, but a heart that is not held in esteem, as if there is tune, but no music. There is bhav, emotions, he said, but no language. That is the kind of life she has the time she was born. If she could have been a muni, a sage, then her love, separation, union, her grief and her lament would not be a scream but would have been a Valmiki's Kavyas, Kalidas, Meghadoot, the music of Rabindranath Tagore's song. Jyotirmoyee Devi further writes in one of her articles that like others of those times, I too had read 5 books of Vidyasagar, Mahasaya, Kathamala and Bodhatswa and a few pages of Pyare Mohan Sarkar's first book. With this basic education, women were served like a material object of consumption of everyday's life onto the leaf plate of another family, there to find her partner engaged in early stages of establishing himself, while for her it is the beginning of dissolving oneself. But simply being tossed onto the chess game of fate automatically ensures a decision on victory or loss, and even victory or loss are decided by the rules of the lady luck. Then the vanquished object called woman, where is she to go? In that precisely lies the waste of human equality, human quality under the strictures of the society. My friend, Jyotirmoyee was a tireless crusader for women's right. She wrote hugely about the marginalized and the oppressed woman. She was a great follower of Gandhiji's principles, but was very critical in her writings in even Harijan too. We cannot marvel how she crossed her hard days. She passed away from this world at the age of 95, physically a wreck, but mentally as strong as she was at her young age. Thank you very much.